Yes.
And, well, Boris has momentum, doesn't he?
He does. What he's got to do, of course, is get to the 100 MPs. Without that, he can't get there. But you see, if he gets onto the ballot paper and goes to the membership, I agree with you, the membership will vote for him. If the MPs decide they don't want Boris, they'll probably try and have a coronation of Rishi Sunak. Now, your point is a good one, bring the two of them together, whether they can bury those hatchets. But, you see, it is in the national interest to actually pull this country around, because unless the Conservative Party actually is a party that's got of sound money, we are finished. Because don't forget, that's the problem with Liz Truss policy. The one thing, because people don't always like Conservatives, but they rate us as a party who actually can govern and can actually deal with the finance. The moment we can't do that, what is the point of the Conservative Party? And that is the real issue as well.
A massive issue. Let's have a look at the latest numbers. So at the moment, we understand that Rishi Sunak, former Chancellor, has the support of 95 Tory backbenchers. So he's inches away from being in that final, being the final potentially two candidates. Boris is on 68, so 95 to 68. They've both got momentum. Penny Mordaunt on 25. Can we already begin to rule Penny Mordaunt out of this race now?
I think unless there's a sort of a surge of MPs, because there's still a lot, lot to declare, 200 odd to declare there, so a lot to come. But I would have thought they would have started coming out quicker than this. I mean, Penny would be a good candidate, perhaps, to unify the party. I think it's whether she's a hard enough hitter in the end to win the election, or at least hold a reasonable result for the Conservative Party. Because let's face it, it doesn't look like possible at all that the Conservatives could hold the next general election. But turn it round, and because we borrowed 20 billion this last month to balance the books, you can't actually bring in a higher spending Labour government that's actually going to fix it. So therefore, are the Conservatives going to have the stomach to be able to do the right things, curb the amount of administrative cost, still deliver on services, tackle the number with perhaps in the civil service, all of those things that are very difficult to do, but we've got to do it in order to be credible again.
Well, look, 95 for Rishi Sunak, so he's in the final, isn't he?
He's in the final.
He just needs to get 5 more votes.
But you see, what he won't do, I suspect, is he won't do a runoff against Boris. I suspect if he lands up as Boris versus Rishi, I suspect Rishi will do a deal with Boris and pull out of the race.
Because he's got no chance with the membership. It's Boris all the way.
I'm not saying no chance, but very little. And of course, the trouble is there has been this anybody but Rishi. Now, I think that's improved within the membership. But I was speaking to some members today at a function in Minehead, and you still had this sort of business, well, we've got to get Brexit done. Well, we've got Brexit done. We've got to deliver on it now. And so it's not all about Brexit. But within the Conservative Party, there's still that issue. And I think many members actually still see Boris as the one that delivered on that. But that's what we've got to do, deliver on Brexit and make it work, because it's not working at the moment.
Tonight's going to be one of the busiest shows I've done on GB News since joining this network. So just a short answer, if you can. Boris needs a further 32 MPs. He'll get those by Monday, won't he? He
should do. It's not guaranteed, but I think they are there. But like I said, that is the issue. Can he get to the 100? Because if he can't, of course, then he's not in the race.